we will learn how to graph absolute value functions. The first problem that we're going to look at is the function, the absolute value of 2x plus 3. Our first step is to come up with points that satisfy this equation. So I want to start with a chart, and I'm going to choose numbers to use for x that I will plug in to get the y coordinates to go with them. You can use any points you want. I'm going to start with -3. Use -3, then I'll use -2, -1, 0, and +1. You want to try to choose points that are small enough that they're going to fit on the grid that you graph, but also points that give you enough information that you get the shape you want off of your graph. So if I plug in the -3 first, f of -3 means I'm going to plug a -3 in for x. So I have the absolute value of 2 times -3 plus 3. So I do the work inside the absolute value bars first. This will be -6 plus 3, which means I have a -3 inside the absolute value bars. But the absolute value of -3 is 3. So my y coordinate is 3. I do the same thing with each of my x coordinates. Now I want to plug in -2. So I have the absolute value of 2 times -2 plus 3. So I want to do the work inside the absolute value bars. That'll be -4 plus 3 inside the absolute value bars. So I have the absolute value of -1. Absolute value of -1 is 1. So I have a y coordinate of 1. Let me plug in now the x value of 0. I love to use 0 as one of my x values because it's so easy to do the arithmetic with it. The absolute value of 2 times 0 plus 3 would be the absolute value of 0 plus 3. So the absolute value of 0 plus 3 is the absolute value of 3, which of course is 3. Oops, I skipped one, didn't I? Let me go back and pick that one up. Let me now plug in my -1. When I plug in -1, I'll get the absolute value of -1 times 2 plus 3. Doing the work inside the absolute value bars, -1 times 2 is -2 plus 3. So -2 plus 3 is 1, so I have the absolute value of 1, which is 1. So this has a y coordinate of 1. I'm sorry I did that out of order, but it doesn't matter as long as you get enough points. Now let's put in a +1 for x. So the absolute value of 2 times 1 plus 3, which gives me the absolute value of 2 plus 3, which is the absolute value of 5. So the absolute value of 5, of course, is 5. So now I have enough information that I want to plot my points. Let me slide my calculator down out of the way here. And let me begin plotting my points. My first point is -3, +3. So that's right here. I'm sorry, I didn't go over enough. -3, +3 is right here. -2, +1 is right here. -1, +1 is right here. 0, 3 is here. And 1, 5 is here. Now, I get a V shape. I just kind of have to guess where the bottom of the V is there. So there's the sketch of my absolute value of 2x plus 3. Now, let's check our graph. Let's put it in our calculator. Let me pull my calculator over here and go over how to type this in. I want to go to my y equals screen, turn the calculator on, then go to y equals screen, and I want to type in the absolute value function. The absolute value function is under the math key, so I go to math, then our arrow over 1 time to the num column, and absolute value is the first function there, ABS. So I press 1 or enter, and inside the parentheses I want to type my 2x plus 3 and close the parentheses just like the absolute value bars are closed around 2x plus 3. I want to set this on a standard window, which is zoom 6, and there I see my graph.